Hey everybody, David Johnston here. This is day 21 of crypto, DeFi, and PegNet talks that I've been doing. And today I'd like to talk about Factom. Factom, the blockchain, Factom, the foundation, and the for-profit companies that have been built on top of the Factom protocol. So I'm doing this partly because there was a really confusing article that was put out by CoinDesk recently that sort of conflated all of these things together. And so what I want to do today is just sort of back up and unwind these different entities, these different topics that share some of the same namespace. So let's start with a little history. In 2014, the Factom Foundation was formed in order to create the Factom open source protocol. So the foundation worked in 2014 and 2015 to write the code. And on September 1st, 2015, the Factom blockchain was born and has been running ever since then. The foundation went on to complete all of the open source milestones that it had proposed to the community, including expanding to federated servers in 2016 and eventually to becoming fully decentralized in its governance and its operation and its development of its code by May of 2018. And ever since then, there have been now 27 companies in the Factom ecosystem running the federated servers, 2 of them each, and doing all of the coding and running all of the governance of the protocol and the community. So almost 2 years now, Factom has been a fully decentralized public open source protocol. Okay, now Factom Inc. was the first company in 2015 that was launched to build proprietary software on top of the Factom blockchain. Many people know the government and enterprise contracts that they've had to service different companies around the world that want to use blockchain, but want to do it without having to understand the open source or touch tokens or things like that. So they provided a software as a service platform to do just that. And today, since 2018, there have been many other for-profits, 27 now, that have come forth and gotten involved and built their products on top of the Factom blockchain. So that's all helpful to understand, because if you understand these things, you don't get confused by articles. I used to read them about Bitcoin. They would quote the CEO of Bitcoin, right? And of course, we all know there's no CEO of Bitcoin, right? And or you would see an article about Bitcoin has died, right? And then I think there's a famous website now that lists dozens of articles about the death of Bitcoin. Funny enough, is Bitcoin's still around. And whatever happened to that CEO guy, miners continue to mine and users continue to send and store value on the Bitcoin network. And so this, I think, is reminding me a lot of that kind of a moment where, developments with the for-profits on top of the blockchain don't affect the operation of the blockchain. The fact the blockchain is doing just fine. You can go to the Explorer and see exactly what block the Factom network is at. Let's see right now. The Factom blockchain has just switched over to block 239,105. So for 5 years, every 10 minutes, Factom has been chugging along and creating new blocks. And it's pretty actively used. If you look at pegnetmarketcap.com, you may have noticed this morning that PegNet passed $1 billion in conversions from pegged assets to pegged assets, traders using the platform. And all of those transactions and conversions are on Factom. So, it's sort of funny to see the news and the confusion juxtaposed by the reality. So I would encourage people to be specific and, come on, journalists, basic fact checking. If you want to look at the Factom Foundation and the open source, factom.org. If you want to look at factom.com, you can see one of the for-profits. There's Factomize. There are many other for-profits. I'll include a link of all 27 of the Factom ANOs, the authority node operators, as they're called. And you can check out all the companies that are building different products on top of the Factom blockchain. And I think this is really important because people are still in that old mindset where they expect there to be a leader or a CEO or somebody in charge of these public blockchains. But the best public blockchains aren't run by a single person. Vitalik doesn't write all the code at Ethereum. There are a lot of developers distributed all over the world. You look at all sorts of community efforts, and they should never depend on one person. So, you've got to break out of that old mentality where you expect to have a lead. And in fact, Factom Foundation itself finished all of the open source that it had planned and effectively handed over the keys to the community in early 2018. And ever since then, the development, the grant process they have in place, all of that has been run by the authority nodes and the people that are elected by the Factom community. Factom Inc. doesn't have any special or magic process in the governance. It can't dictate anything about the protocol or its operation. And so that's good. That's how you get robust systems, is when you don't have a single point of failure. Anytime a single company controls a blockchain, it's, I don't think, really a blockchain, right? Because you've effectively introduced an attack vector. So just wanted to kind of clear all of that up, give you guys this information. I'll include links. Credit to the guys at CoinPost who actually did reach out to the Factom community to get information. And within about 12 hours, the CoinDesk article had actually written a factual account of the difference between the protocol, the foundation, the for-profits built on top. Unfortunately for a Western audience, it's only in Japanese. Maybe you can use some Google Translate powers to see, but I'll include the article from the CoinPost guys. And request on the rest of the media and crypto. Please check your sources. Corrections are helpful. Otherwise, people are just going to continue to get confused. And I'd expect that people in our own industry would know the difference between a for-profit company and an open source blockchain, right? These are the fundamentals that we need to teach people about. So thanks to everybody that's involved in the Factom community, that has created all the value, that has secured billions of records on the blockchain. And Factom isn't an island unto itself. It anchors into the BTC blockchain and the ETH blockchain every 10 minutes. And so it's leveraging the hash power and security from those networks as well. And so, there's a lot of interoperable technology that we're talking about here. So, encourage people to dive in, check out the links, but, most of all, crypto on. That's the beauty of blockchain, is it is censorship resistant. It doesn't have a single point of failure, and it will continue to grow and evolve. So thanks for all the people that have sent great messages of support. And, I hoped this video would clear up some of the confusion, and, thanks to the community for being really awesome. So anyway, I'll stop there, but hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. Remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, and to be awesome to one another. So crypto on. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.